is Todd. Do not forget to subscribe, comment, and all that stuff. Remember, subscribe, all right? Now, okay, most of the videos I've been doing has been about women in China, but I keep saying that some things is universal. It doesn't matter the country, the nationality, or the culture. Women in the United States say the same stuff as Chinese women are saying in this video, which is some of the most ridiculous stuff I've ever heard. Women, instead of trying to ask or try to figure out what men want or what we value in a relationship or in marriage, they just assume what we want. And usually it's the same stuff as what they look for in a man, money, job, all that stuff. But men do not value those things. Or women try to shame men into valuing the same stuff they look for in a partner or in a marriage. Or when we tell them what we actually value, they try to say that what we value is offensive. Men worldwide, it doesn't matter the country, the nationality, or the culture, men are pretty much the same worldwide. Most men do not want to get into a relationship with a woman that already has children by another man. Most men want our own biological children. The problem is that if women accept this fact, then they will have to recognize the fact that they will never be able to find a good man after they turn 30. It also means that it will be harder for women to keep trying to trade up, find a better man. It can also mean no more hot girl summer and getting married at a much earlier stage in life. Using shame, bullying, and tricks does not work on most older men. Just because it's all biological. Most men want their own biological children, and this is why young women are more desirable to men than older women. In the United States, it's looked down for a man to date or marry a woman who is 20 to 30 years younger. But after traveling to Thailand and the Philippines, I no longer feel this way. I now recognize that a lot of this stuff is just biological. Women want a man who is emotionally, psychologically, and financially stable. Most men will not become this way until they get older. Most men want a woman who can give them healthy children, and most women can do this when they are very young. The older they get, the more difficult it is. Okay, now here are the videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and all that stuff.
A few days ago, I heard a 38-year-old man discussing his views on women, and his remarks left me utterly shocked. He claimed that the greatest value a woman has in marriage lies in her reproductive ability, and he even used a car metaphor to explain his point. He said that a woman's reproductive ability is like the engine of a car. After the age of 30, this engine loses its function, meaning she no longer has reproductive value. As a result, he argued that such women should be considered scrapped and should no longer linger in the dating market. He was very blunt about it, saying that he would absolutely not choose a woman over the age of 35, no matter how beautiful, well-maintained, highly educated, or accomplished she might be. He used another cold metaphor. It's like a car. No matter how good the exterior or interior looks, if the engine is scrapped, would anyone want to buy it as a collectible? What's the point of collecting it? What value does it have? Hearing this left me completely dumbfounded. This was the first time I had encountered such a viewpoint, and I felt extremely angry. In my opinion, it's men who actually miss the optimal age for reproduction, not women. As long as a woman has a normal menstrual cycle, the quality of her eggs can be ensured. On the other hand, as men age, the quality of their sperm gradually declines. Moreover, this man himself is already 38 years old and still hasn't found a partner, which in itself speaks volumes. Perhaps fate has destined him to remain single, and there's no need for him to make such sweeping and critical judgments about women. Men like this clearly lack self-awareness and yet are quick to impose standards on others. Do you think his words make any sense?
I want to share a harsh truth with women, a truth that many are aware of deep down but are reluctant to voice openly. A woman's value is at its peak between the ages of 20 and 30. This period is her golden age. However, after the age of 35, this value begins to decline gradually. Over time, the downward trend becomes more pronounced. By the time she reaches 40, this value may have diminished to just 30% to 40% of what it once was. If a woman reaches even 50 and has already gone through menopause, then this so-called value almost ceases to exist. Some older single women may still live in a fantasy, believing they remain youthful and attractive, even thinking their charm is as strong as it used to be. But in reality, as age increases, this allure diminishes significantly. If a man shows interest at this stage, more often than not, it is driven by physiological needs rather than other forms of attraction. More importantly for men, there is no shortage of options to satisfy such needs. Therefore, older single women should not indulge too deeply in these rosy illusions but rather face reality and recognize the changes that come with aging.
Yesterday, I came across a heartbreaking article. It talked about the first group of leftover women from Guangdong who have now moved into a nursing home. And what is their biggest regret? Not having had children. Now, living in the nursing home, their greatest wish is to have someone visit them regularly. Over the years, some of them have even become emotionally fragile, almost childlike. When they were younger, they had good living conditions, led prominent lives, and had reasons to be proud. But in their pursuit of true love, they chose not to settle for less. Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, they reached an age where they need care. Now, they live in the nursing home, where they will spend the rest of their days, year after year, talking with other elderly residents and sharing stories. The most terrifying part is seeing familiar faces in the nursing home pass away every few days. In such an environment, what they desire most is to have someone, relatives, children, visit them and walk alongside them during the final chapter of their lives. Some have even gone so far as to say they'd like to adopt symbolic sons or daughters, even willing to pay for it, believing that, even if they were deceived, it would still be worth it. Can you imagine? Isn't that heartbreaking? As a woman, reading this made me feel deeply uncomfortable. As someone who has experienced marriage, I want to share my opinion. Having a marriage is better than growing old alone. That's why I believe that, while we are young, no matter how strong and independent we are, we should take advantage of the right time to find someone truly compatible with us and get married.